The news is here. This is an escalation, a World War III escalation like we have never, ever seen in our entire lives. If you did not hear, there is a hit list published by Iran. President Donald Trump is on it. And guess what? President Donald Trump and the US military have struck Iran hundreds of times now. They have already announced we have thousands of rockets available should you unalive our greatest president that we have ever had, number 47.
Things are heating up. This weekend has been a interesting weekend. This is what we always say. If you guys have been, subscribed to our channel and been listening to us, we always say things happen on the weekend. And for me, it's a market play. They want things to be bad on the weekend because the market is closed, right? But when the market opens, oil's going to go up, the dollar's going to go up. You get what I'm saying? Gold is probably going to go down. So yeah, that's besides the point. But at the same time, you really have to see what's going on. You have to step back and see the bigger picture. This is a market play. So, guys, look, we're going to be talking about this in this video. Make sure you like the video, leave your comments below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because things are getting very interesting.
Now, you may want to run to the store, get your rice, get your beans, get your foods together because understand the US of A runs out of their oil reserves this Wednesday, literally within 48 hours. On top of that, we have the new escalations. Now, here's the weird thing Senator Lindsey Graham passed away on the 12th or the 11th, okay? May he rest in peace. But Iran had him on their hit list, and he was one of the last people to be added to the list. And so it begs the question, did Iran have anything to do with it? Iran has come out and said they're the ones responsible for it, and they are going to go through their list. Now, their list includes President Donald Trump, Netanyahu, the previous prime minister of the United Kingdom before he resigned, Khmer from Britain, also Emmanuel Macron of France. Like Iran, they said you took out 40 of our leaders. We're prepared to take out also world leaders, not just American leaders. We want to take out most of the Western leaders that exist in the world right now, including the prime minister of Italy, which happens to be a woman.
This should be a clear sign to people that, hey, Iran is going against the West. Point blank, period. Western powers. This is why we say everything is pretty much connected. You have to see the signs, you have to see what's going on. And you made a good point of 40 leaders. America, Israel, they took out 40 leaders. Can you imagine if that happened in America? You get what I'm saying? So you have to understand the times that we are in. You got to understand who's teaming up or allies with Iran. You get what I'm saying? Think about that. It's a lot of quiet things that's happening behind the scenes, but you have to have eyes to see and ears to hear.
Get this, President Trump has vowed to decimate Iran should they attempt to assassinate him. Even if they are not successful in it, should the attempt even be made and he finds out about it, he says, we will totally destroy and end you. Later in this video, I want to read his tweet directly. So keep continuing along because his tweet was quite interesting. It was a hot mess. But US strikes Iran over latest ship attack, and Tehran responds by hitting none other than the United Arab Emirates, thanks to PBS.org. Dubai is getting bombed again. Exactly. Missile, rocket launchers, everything is happening in Dubai, in Kuwait. And get this, the land forces of the US military, yes, you heard me correctly, the land forces are coming to Iran via Kuwait, okay? So Iran actually added some Arabic leaders to their hit list. Dubai, Kuwait leaders. They put them on the hit list as well because they want 40 leaders from around the world. They don't want 40 leaders just from America. They said they are angry at the majority of the globe right now because they feel like too many people are supporting President Trump in his goals of annihilating Iran. And that sounds kind of crazy, right? But before we continue, I just realized a written crash course on investing in uncertain times. Oil's about to spike. Gold is moving its way back up the platforms. Yesterday, it was at 4,114. People are saying hold silver because the dollar is about to collapse. You hear so much craziness, and it can become quite confusing if you have no idea where to start. You don't even know the basics of trading. You don't know how to read the charts. You don't even know how to read the language of finances and investing. And while you're not a financial advisor, this is for educational purposes only. Now, we had about 15 people sign up for the written crash course because you're doing a free session with them this Sunday since they bought the course, and they're in the first 35 people to get it. If you also want to be in the room, you want the written crash course, you want to go over 20 pages per week of the written crash course so that you have the financial knowledge that you need to survive and thrive in uncertain times and teach your children's children what they should know instead of waiting for somebody else to tell you, like Uncle Sam, check out the link in the description.
This week is a very important week. Q2 earnings, Q1 earnings for a lot of companies is coming out. This week, the CPI, the PPI. I know certain people might not know what I'm talking about, but these are things that you need to know. Every month, around this time in the middle of the month, you can catch some good plays. You can get in the right position to allow your money to grow faster. I'm telling you. And this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be a powerful week. You're going to see a lot of things that's happening. As we're talking about, we see the war that's happening right now. This is going to cause a lot of stocks to go up. It might cause a lot of ETFs to go down. We never know what's going on with the NASDAQ, the S&P 500. It seems like oil is slowly creeping up again. It seems like gold is pretty stable right now. The US dollar is going to follow oil. So, like I said, I'm saying this because once you start to get in the market, once you start to see these things happening over the weekend, you can get a clear understanding of what's going to happen throughout the week. So I wanted to say that because it's important to know these things.
Now, coming in from Politico, get this. Trump has sent praises to Allah. Now, you may hear that and be like, what do you mean he sent praises to Allah? Well, I want to read it for you so that you understand the context. Because new threats come amid reports the regime in Tehran is targeting the U.S. president for assassination. This article was published July 12th at 12:59 p.m. U.S. President Donald Trump said that the American military stood ready to completely decimate and destroy all areas of Iran. Obviously, that includes the mountains, that includes the schools, the hospitals. It's inclusive of every square meter of Iran. Trump made this post on Truth Social in the early hours of Saturday morning, on the Sabbath, of course. Media reports indicate that Trump received intelligence briefings from none other than the Israelis. And they called him up. Netanyahu said, man, they're trying to assassinate you, brother. You got to do something. You need to decimate these people because they want to take you out. And in Trump's post, he said that 1,000 missiles are locked, loaded, and already aimed at Iran should the regime try to attack him. This is what has prompted the hundreds of missile strikes that we are seeing today, yesterday, all through the weekend, all over Sunday. Of course, we're coming into Monday, all throughout the day today, until somebody does something that takes it to the next level. Because guess what? Trump also gave them an ultimatum. Guess what he said? Hit the like button, share, subscribe. He said, you need to renounce these attacks before Saturday. And you know what they did after Saturday? They bombed Kuwait. They bombed a Cyprus ship in the Strait of Hormuz. And so they sent a very clear message and said, we don't plan on stopping any attacks. Actually, we were planning on escalating it. We were going to escalate the attacks, and we're going to publish our hit list. Because we said we want to take you out, and we mean it. And it's not only you. So in response to his ultimatum, they actually published their hit list for world leaders across the world, which is why the United Kingdom is now on Trump's side, which is why France is now thinking, I need to be on Trump's side. But Spain is saying, no, I'm going to side with the Iranians. I don't want to continue this colonialism. Spain and Portugal were some of the first places to colonize the world, right? And so they're like, look, I'm not trying to keep doing that. Like, we already see us decimating our populations. We don't want to continue on that trajectory in 2026 and beyond. So this news is pretty crazy. I'm going to continue reading Trump's post, okay? In his post, he said they want to take out the U.S. leader who happens to be me. I'm on every list. I saw this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. And so far, I guess I've been a little bit lucky, but that maybe doesn't last very long. Praises be to Allah is what he added at the end of his social media post when he told them that he wants to he wants to send 1,000 missiles should they try to annihilate him. Praises be to Allah, in President Trump's words.
You already know what I'm gonna say. Nation rising against nation. Kingdom against kingdom. You have to, make sure that you are understanding the times that we are in. Make sure that you can be in the right position at the right time, because things are heating up super fast. And if you are just stuck in a place where it's going to get bombed or something, that's not going to be good for you or your family. So prepare now. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Make sure you're seeking the Most High and being obedient. Endure to the end. But hey, is the end closer than what we think? Comment below if you made it this far, and comment end, so we know that you made it this far. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you like the video, leave your comments below, subscribe if you haven't, and we will talk to you in the next one. Shalom.
Shalom.